What is up? Get ready to buckle up because today we are dropping some absolutely massive news that could seriously shake things up in the Stellar XLM ecosystem. If you're holding XLM or even just watching Stellar, you are going to want to hear every single word of this. We're talking about a development that's like shining a giant, high-powered spotlight into the inner workings of the Stellar network, bringing a whole new level of transparency and power. The headline that's got everyone buzzing? Flipside Crypto has just integrated Stellar blockchain data, offering real-time analytics. Yeah, you heard that right, real-time. Deep dive data on Stellar is here. Now, before we even unpack what this game-changing news means for XLM, for developers, for big institutions, and for you, let me just say this. If you want to be first in line for critical crypto updates like this one, the kind of news that can genuinely impact the projects you care about and help you make smarter decisions in this crazy market, then do yourself a solid and smash that subscribe button right now. Hit that bell too so you don't miss a single upload from BecryptoSmart. We're here to keep you ahead of the curve. Okay, now that you're locked in for future alpha, let's talk about why this Flipside Crypto and Stellar hookup is way more than just a tech headline. We're going to break down who Flipside even is and why them choosing Stellar is a BFD, big freaking deal. What real-time analytics actually means for Stellar and XLM in plain English. How this is going to supercharge developers building on Stellar, especially with Soraban. Why this is like rolling out the red carpet for big money institutions. And crucially, what this signals for the future of Stellar and the potential impact on XLM. Trust me, you're going to want to stick around for this one. This is the kind of infrastructure news that lays the groundwork for serious growth. Ready to dive in and get BecryptoSmart about Stellar's new data superpower? Let's go. Boom. There it is. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Flipside Crypto? Stellar data? Analytics? Sounds a bit techy, a bit dry, right? Wrong. Oh, so wrong. Trust me on this one, guys. This isn't just some minor update. This is like upgrading Stellar from a high-performance sports car to a sports car that suddenly has the most advanced real-time diagnostics and telemetry system known to humankind, all displayed on a giant, easy-to-read dashboard for the entire world to see. This is about peeling back the layers and seeing the Stellar engine roar like never before. This is about giving developers, investors, institutions, and even us, the everyday users and holders, an unprecedented, crystal-clear view into everything happening on the Stellar blockchain, as it happens. So, in today's deep dive, we're going to unpack who the heck is Flipside Crypto and why are they such a big deal in the analytics world? What does Stellar blockchain is now fully trackable actually mean in plain English? What juicy data are we talking about? How will this empower developers and analysts building on and watching Stellar, especially with the Soraban smart contract platform taking off? Why is this improved transparency a godsend for institutions like MoneyGram, MasterCard, and Circle, and how can it attract even more big players? And the multi-million-dollar question. Why is this a monumental, game-changing development for Stellar, XLM, and its journey towards mass adoption? We're going deep, we're going to keep it fun, and by the end of this, you'll understand why this Flipside integration isn't just news. It's a statement. The Stellar leveling up, right before our very eyes. So grab your notepads, refill that coffee, and let's get ready to dive into the data-driven future of Stellar. Let's go. Decoding Flipside Crypto, the data wizards of Web3. Alright, first things first. Before we can truly grasp the magnitude of this news for Stellar, we need to understand who the other main character in this story is, Flipside Crypto. Now, Flipside Crypto isn't just some random startup that decided to poke around the Stellar network. No. These guys are established, respected, and frankly badass players in the world of blockchain analytics. Think of them as the high-tech detectives of the Web3 space, the data scientists who can take the raw, often complex, and sometimes overwhelming flood of information generated by a blockchain and turn it into beautiful, actionable insights. What exactly is blockchain analytics? Why does it even matter? Okay, let's take a quick detour because this is crucial. A blockchain at its core is a public ledger. For networks like Stellar, almost every transaction, every operation is recorded and, in theory, visible to anyone. That's the beauty of transparency, right? But here's the catch. That raw data can look like a massive, intimidating wall of numbers and letters to the average person, and even to experienced developers, it can be a chore to sift through manually. Imagine trying to understand the entire economy of a country by looking at every single financial transaction one by one. It's practically impossible. You need tools, you need aggregation, you need charts, graphs, and dashboards to make sense of it all. That's where blockchain analytics platforms like Flipside Crypto come in. They are the unsung heroes that collect and index data. They tap directly into the blockchain, in this case Stellar, and pull out all the raw data in real time. They then organize it, index it, and make it easily searchable and queryable. Provide powerful tools. They offer sophisticated dashboards, SQL querying capabilities for the super techie folks, APIs, application programming interfaces, which let other software talk to their platform, and SDKs, software development kits, which help developers build stuff, generate insights. They help users spot trends, track key metrics, understand network health, monitor DeFi activity, follow smart contract interactions, and so much more. Enhance transparency and trust. By making data accessible and verifiable, they build trust. When everyone can see what's happening, it's harder for bad actors to hide, and easier for legitimate projects to prove their value and activity. Flipside's pedigree, why their endorsement of Stellar is huge. Flipside Crypto isn't new to this game. They already provide analytics for some of the biggest and most active blockchains in the world. We're talking giants like Ethereum, Solana, Polygon, Avalanche, Near, Flow, Arbitrum, Optimism, and many others. Now, why is this list important? Because it tells you something profound. When Flipside Crypto decides to integrate a new blockchain, they're essentially saying, this network is significant. This network has activity. This network has a developer ecosystem that needs these tools. This network is worth our considerable effort and resources to support. So Stellar XLM, joining this roster isn't just a small win. It's like an up-and-coming athlete getting signed to a major league team alongside all the current superstars. It's a massive vote of confidence from a leading Web3 infrastructure provider. It signals that Stellar has reached a level of activity, maturity, and ecosystem complexity where this kind of in-depth, real-time analytics is not just a nice-to-have but a necessity. Think about the due diligence Flipside must do. They're looking for chains with real utility and traction, blockchains that are actually being used. Growing developer community. Builders who will benefit from and use their tools. Institutional interest. Networks that are attracting or aiming to attract serious financial players who demand data integrity. Complex ecosystems. DeFi, NFTs, smart contracts, payments. The more happening on-chain, the more valuable analytics become. Stellar, with its focus on payments, asset tokenization, its burgeoning Sorbonne smart contract platform, and its high-profile partnerships, clearly fits the bill. Flipside's integration is an external validation of what many of us in the Stellar community have known for a long time. Stellar is a serious contender, a powerhouse in the making. The power of real-time, not just data, but live data. Another key aspect to hammer home here is real-time. Flipside isn't just giving us a snapshot of what happened on Stellar yesterday or last week. They are pulling data as it happens. This is like going from reading yesterday's newspaper to watching a live news broadcast with correspondents on the ground. For developers, this means they can monitor their dApps performance and user activity instantaneously, allowing them to react quickly to issues or opportunities. For traders and investors, it means seeing market movements, volume spikes, or significant wallet transfers the moment they occur. For institutions, it means having a live, auditable trail of activity. This real-time aspect is what elevates blockchain analytics from a historical record to a dynamic, tactical tool. It's the difference between rearview mirror driving and having a high-tech GPS with live traffic updates. And now, Stellar has this full-fledged, live monitoring system courtesy of Flipside Crypto. This is absolutely critical for a network that aims to be a foundational layer for the future of finance. So, to recap this section, Flipside Crypto is a major league blockchain analytics provider. Their decision to integrate Stellar is a massive endorsement, placing Stellar alongside other top-tier blockchains. They provide the tools to make complex blockchain data understandable and actionable, and crucially, they do it in real time. This sets the stage for everything else we're about to discuss. This is the foundation upon which new levels of transparency, development, and institutional trust for Stellar will be built. Stellar Unchained. What data is Flipside unleashing? Okay, so we know Flipside Crypto is the data sensei, the analytics powerhouse. But what does it actually mean when they say, Stellar blockchain is now fully trackable? What specific pieces of information are they pulling from the Stellar network and laying bare for all of us to see and analyze? Let's break down the treasure trove of data that Flipside is now continuously vacuuming up, processing, and serving on a silver platter. The key phrase here is full real-time support. This isn't a partial integration. This isn't just a few select metrics. This is Flipside tapping into the very heartbeat of the Stellar network, listening to its every pulse, and translating that into understandable information. Here's a taste of what Flipside is now tracking live from Stellar. Live transaction data. What it is, every single payment, every asset transfer, every operation that occurs on the Stellar ledger. This includes XLM transfers, payments made with other Stellar-issued assets like stablecoins such as USDC, or those future EURCVs we talked about from Société Générale Forge. Path payments, where currencies are automatically converted mid-transaction, account creations, trust line establishments, and so much more. Why it matters. This is the lifeblood of the network. Tracking transaction volume can show us the overall activity and utility of Stellar. We can see which assets are being moved the most, identify periods of high network usage, and understand the flow of value across the ecosystem. For example, if we suddenly see a massive spike in USDC transaction volume on Stellar, it might indicate increased usage by one of its partners, like MoneyGram, for remittances. This is powerful, real-time economic data. Imagine seeing the flow of commerce on a global scale as it happens through the lens of Stellar. Wallet activity. What it is. This involves tracking the creation of new Stellar accounts, wallets, the number of active wallets that are actually making transactions, the balances held in those wallets, and potentially even identifying significant movements by whale wallets holding large amounts of XLM or other assets. Why it matters. Wallet growth is a fundamental indicator of network adoption. Are more people joining the Stellar ecosystem? Are existing users actively transacting? Seeing a steady increase in active wallets is a very bullish sign. Tracking whale movements can also be insightful, though it should be interpreted with caution, as large transfers can sometimes precede market-moving events or indicate activity by significant players. For instance, if a known institutional wallet starts accumulating XLM or moving large sums to an exchange, analysts will be all over that. With Flipside, this data becomes much more accessible. Smart contract interactions, especially Soroban. What it is. With the launch and continued development of Soroban, Stellar's new smart contract platform, this is becoming incredibly important. Flipside will be able to track deployments of new smart contracts, the number of interactions with these contracts, i.e., how many people are using the dApps built on Soroban, the volume of assets flowing through these smart contracts, gas fees, or equivalent resource usage metrics related to smart contract execution, and more. Why it matters. This is our window into the health and growth of Stellar's DeFi ecosystem, its NFT marketplaces, its gaming applications, and any other dApp built using Soroban. Are people actually using these new Soroban-powered applications? Which dApps are gaining traction? How much value is locked in Stellar DeFi protocols? These are the questions Flipside data will help answer. This is absolutely crucial for Soroban's success because developers need this feedback loop, and users/investors need to see a vibrant, growing dApp ecosystem. It's like having an analytics suite for every single app store on the planet, but for Stellar dApps. How does Flipside pull this data? Making the complex simple. Imagine the Stellar blockchain as a constantly updating, incredibly long and detailed public library, with new books, transactions, being added to the shelves every few seconds. What Flipside does is essentially install a highly efficient, super-fast robotic librarian that reads every new book the moment it's published, categorizes it, extracts all the key information, and then makes that information instantly searchable and available in a neatly organized digital catalog. Basically, Flipside Crypto does all the super techie heavy lifting, tapping into Stellar's live data, sorting it out, and serving it up on easy-to-use dashboards and tools. This means everyday folks, devs, and analysts don't need to be hardcore coders to see what's really happening on Stellar. They've made deep, real-time Stellar insights accessible to everyone. And when they say fully trackable, they mean Stellar's on-chain world is now an open book. We're talking a clear 360-degree view of all the action, transactions, growth, how features are being used live as it unfolds. This isn't just numbers. It's the actual story of Stellar's economy being built, which used to be way harder to get. This is a massive power-up for anyone involved with Stellar. For the builders and brains, especially those working with Sorbonne smart contracts, it's like getting X-ray vision into their dApps. They can see what users love, fix bugs super fast, and just build way better stuff because they have real data, not just guesses. Analysts get a goldmine too, tracking everything from XLM flows and wallet growth to all the action on Stellar's DEX. This is also a big league move for Stellar's future. Having a top-tier analytics firm like Flipside on board screams credibility. It puts Stellar on the radar of serious investors and makes big institutions, think banks, payment giants like MoneyGram or Circle, way more comfortable. These big players need to see clear, trustworthy data to play ball for their own rules and safety. Flipside provides that, basically rolling out the red carpet for them and helping Stellar look super professional and mature. This all snowballs into awesome growth. Better data attracts smarter people who build cooler apps, which brings in more users, which makes big institutions even more interested. It's about Stellar fundamentally growing up and showing it's ready for prime time. And what does this giant leap mean for XLM's future and for you? If you're holding XLM, it's a huge confidence booster, real transparency, less FUD, and a clear look at the network's actual growth. If you're just checking Stellar out, it makes it way easier to understand and trust. Plus, you'll likely see better apps popping up. For everyone, it just makes the whole crypto space feel a bit more solid and understandable. Bottom line, this isn't just a tech update. It's building a rock-solid foundation for Stellar's future, making it a more powerful, trustworthy, and attractive platform for the global stage. Stellar is seriously leveling up. So, if your mind is officially blown by what this means for Stellar and XLM, and you want to make sure you're always looped in on these kinds of game-changing crypto breakthroughs before everyone else, then you absolutely need to be part of the BecryptoSmart crew. Seriously, smash that like button if this breakdown got you pumped. And if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and ding that notification bell like your crypto portfolio depends on it. Why? Because we cut through the noise, deliver the real insights, and help you understand what these big moves actually mean for your crypto journey. Don't get left in the dark. Join us, stay ahead, and let's get BecryptoSmart together. What are you waiting for?